Today, guys, I'm going to share with you the top 5 pieces of prepper gear that I bought and reviewed in 2022. Guys, Toolman Tim here. Welcome back to the workshop where we create community, find freedom, promote preparedness, and share success. Back with another gear review, end of the year list for you. It's the time you all wait for when I do my top 5 gear lists at the end of the year. Always fun to look back on the stuff that we came and did with. If you want to know more about me, toolmantim.co, run by there. So with that, here we are. Number 5, and if you haven't heard of this before, you need to check it out. PRI-G. This is the best fuel stabilizer on the market. I believe I did 2 or 3 videos on this throughout the year. It was one that I got a ton of questions with. It's the only fuel stabilizer on the planet, at least that I'm aware of, that will actually bring back to life old gas. And that's not just claims from the company. It is third-party verified through testing by the government and through independent labs testing as well. Not paid by these guys. I'd love for them to send me some, but not paid at all. This stuff works, and the proof is in the pudding. So if you're looking for, now it costs a little more up front, but it is the cheapest stuff on the market when you figure out how much each jug will treat. This one treats 256 gallons. So if you're looking for the best fuel stabilizer, PRI-G is the way to go. Next is the most powerful headlamp that Coast sells. I've always loved Coast brand stuff. I've bought it for years beforehand. Now this year they sent me some gear. This is the one that I managed to get a lot of time in reviewing, and I fell in love with this thing. It's the XPH 84, and it will do 2,075 lumens. The thing is made like a brick shit house, like I always say, solid metal, but it unclips so you can use it like a handheld flashlight. I don't want to absolutely blind you here. It has a green light if it's fully charged, and you can work your way through. It clips into the headlamp like this, really comfortable, elastic. I have an addiction to headlamps. Now, what I love about this, there you go, magnetic. You can't quite see it, but it's hanging above my head. Everything about this is built well. It works great, but one of the features I absolutely love is it has 2 options for powering. Number 1, it has a lithium-ion battery, which you can plug in and recharge using USB. But in a worst case scenario, it also takes a sleeve that you can slide in and takes 3 AAA batteries. This thing has become my go-to work headlamp. Anytime I need a ton of light, this is the one I wear. I use lesser powered ones for around the house during power outages, but anytime I'm exploring old buildings or down underneath of something or in a really dark space, this gives me all the light I ever need. Goes from flood to spot and back again. I love it. It's one of the more expensive ones they sell. I'll have links for everything, guys, just so you can see links to the videos so you can see my review on it. But this has not let me down. Next is something I got for Christmas last year, something I'd been looking for a while. Talked to Santa Claus about getting it, and it is the LANSKY knife sharpener. I've been looking for a knife sharpener for a long time. I was looking for something that would put a very good edge on my neck knife and on all the knives around the house. I looked at electric. Every time I looked at electric, everybody said, don't do it, it'll kill your knives. And I believe it. I was okay with a sharpening stone, and I had done it for years, but I was just never really happy with it. Watched a video by Project Farm. He had a bunch of different kind of price point knife sharpening systems in there. This is the one I ended up settling on. His review was good. I love this product. I use this probably about once a month to put an absolute razor's edge on my neck knife. And it's dead simple. You know, I've done videos on the process for doing it, but there's 5 stones in there. I typically, unless the knife is in really bad shape, only use the 3 middle stones. It works great. It has this little bracket that you slide these little L-shaped metal pieces into with the sharpening stone on it, and it's idiot proof, so I can do really well with it. But what I like about this is it's relatively inexpensive, it's simple, it's really hard to screw up, and it will easily put a razor's edge on your knife. So if you're looking for kind of that next step up from just a regular old pocket knife sharpening stone, this is the way to go, guys. I have used this all the time. I will use this till it wears out, and I'll replace the stones. Product number 2 on the list is probably one of the newest pieces I've picked up, and that is the CAT 1200 power bank, power box, whatever you want to call it, from Costco. This is an updated version of their old yellow one that was a little bigger. This has blown up in my videos. People love reading about it, looking at it. I just love it because it's an all-in-one product. This thing has a battery bank in it with cordless charging on one side. It has 2 USB-A's, a USB-C, and a 120 volt AC plug in the front. If that's all it had, that would be pretty cool. But it also has booster capabilities, so you can jump a dead vehicle. And if that's all it had, that would be cool. But when you turn it around to this side, it also has a very serviceable air compressor in it. And it's just small enough that it slides under my back seat in my Dodge Ram 1500. I think it's a 2020. So I can flip the seat up and it fits just in there. I love it because I don't have to take any of my DeWalt gear with me. It gives me an emergency source of power. It replaces a booster pack and booster cables in most instances. It replaces the compressor, and it replaces having to have a couple of small battery packs in a pinch. I'm not always a huge fan of a product that combines a whole bunch of uses, because the problem I find is when they do that, you end up with something that does a bunch of things mediocre. But this, I've been very, very happy with. Like I said, booster capabilities works good. The battery itself holds a charge really well. The compressor is really good. So yeah, it has become an integral part of my prepper gear in my truck. Going to take it across country with me coming up in April when we head to Nashville. So yeah, I hope you enjoy that one. And now finally, the big one that's over there. So we need to switch around. Number 1 is my Predator 3500 watt inverter generator. I'm from Canada. We don't have Harbor Freight up here, which sucks. I wanted an inverter generator for a long time. I wanted a Predator for a long time. I finally had the trip to the States with the truck that I could bring it back. I picked it up and this thing has not disappointed. I've had it about 2 months now, ran it a few times. The thing is quieter than a conversation. It gives out the power that it says, and it's what, a third to a quarter the price of the comparable Honda out there. So if you don't have the money, or if you want to have 2 generators, but obviously you can't afford 2 Honda generators, take a look at these Predators. I have really, really enjoyed them. So, like I said, Harbor Freight, they've stepped up their quality game from what I've seen over the years, talking to a lot of my different American friends, and I have been really pleased with both the build quality and the run of this Predator generator. So, I hope you guys enjoyed my look at my top 5 prepping gear for 2022. Almost said 2020. You want links? There'll be links to everything below. There'll be links to the videos below, so you can go back and check out my reviews of all of those things. Hit the subscribe button, stick around, come by and join our Telegram group. That's my favorite place to hang out, where we all interact with one another as a community. And guys, as always, stay happy, stay healthy, and have a happy new year.